celebrating the power of possibility.
My name's Shannon Harper, and I believe that anything is possible.
Welcome to Anything is Possible. My name is Halloran Hilton Hill, and my guest is Shannon Harper. Shannon, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
You know, your dad was on this program.
Yeah.
I love your dad, Tom. Talk to me about, let's start there, because the baton has been passed to you. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about your relationship with your dad.
Me and my dad have a very, very close relationship, very, very good relationship. You know, he pretty much everything that in business I've learned from him, and so he was. I mean, I put all credit onto his shoulders because he was the one that was willing to let me make mistakes and encourage me to make mistakes, but he also held me to a different standard. So he really made a concerted effort to avoid me being that second generation punk kid.
Right.
You know, the one that just gets handed, so he made me work in every department. You know, he made me.
I remember this.
Yeah, I mean, washing cars, working in parts, and he said, I remember he told me, he goes, everyone is watching you to see how you behave. So you have to work harder than everybody else. And you have to be serious. And you have to, you can't be a joke or no one will ever respect you. And if this is what you want to do with your life, you need to be respected. And you have to have the people follow you. And they don't trust you, respect you, they won't.
When did you get interested in the business? Because I know a number of people that they are generations deep into businesses.
Yeah.
And crossing that transom to the next generation is always a difficult thing. First of all, whether or not your children want to be in the business, that's the first thing. And then are they willing to not only take the baton, but then run faster?
Yeah.
Did you want to be in the business? And when did you make the decision, I want to do this?
I don't, you know, when growing up, it's kind of felt like it was a family business. That's what we talked about at the dinner table. That's really, that's what my dad likes to talk about is car business. So at dinner, that's what we talked about. But, you know, he never pushed me or my sister, Sama, either direction. He said, if you want to be an artist, I'll support you. You want to be in the car business, I'll support you. Whatever you want to do, I got your back. And so there's never any pressure to do the car business. So I've always been into cars. I remember the first car I bought, my dad was so excited. I was 14 years old. And we went up and down Chapman Highway and Clinton Highway car shopping. And that was the most fun, vivid memories. I don't remember anything else from being 14 years old other than buying a car.
What kind of car was that?
It was an 86 4Runner with the removable top. It had rust on the fender. And remember, we bought it for $2,700 or something. And he gave me $4,000 to do it. And I had a little extra money to buy seat covers and replace the fender and do a couple other little things. But I still loved Toyota 4Runner. That's the first car I had. I love it.
What were you going to do with a car at 14?
Drive around the yard. I don't know. You know, we would go and it was, you know, getting your license and permit were rites of passage. You had to be there on opening day, and you had to be, if you didn't pass your driver's license test in the first day, I mean, you weren't a real Harper. You know, it was a big problem. So
my dad was a minister, right?
Yeah.
And that was the one thing I swore I would never do because I saw the sausage being made, right?
Yeah.
Was there ever any resistance inside of you because you were so close to it?
No, you know, it's the people. We really grew up, a big group of the people I grew up with working alongside are still there. So it really was a family. It didn't feel like, I didn't feel like that. I didn't feel like there was some reason to not do it or things swaying me one way or the other. It's just like the natural progression. Just, you didn't even think about it. Just, well, these are the people I grew up around. You know, you grew up going to the dealerships, and all those people transitioned with us. So
one of the things that I was excited about having the opportunity to talk to you about was growth.
Yeah.
Because your father makes a big decision. He is a huge personality.
Yeah.
Right? I would imagine there was quite a decision for him to go, no, I'm really going to step back and let you lead this organization.
Yeah.
You take the reins of the organization, but then you grow the organization. And I want to talk to you about that possibility. My guest is Shannon Harper. More with him in just a moment.
Possibility powered by Pilot Flying J, Covenant Health, Home Federal, and the Knoxville News Sentinel. Coming up.
I love the days I don't have anything on my calendar, because that's the days I know I can just really spend time with people.
Tell me all the dealerships, all the brands.
So we got Porsche, Audi, and Jaguar. That's what we started with. And then we have Infiniti, Acura, Volkswagen, Fiat, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram.
Dang.
Yeah, it's a lot. I need more though. 13 is an unlucky number. We
So you
need
want
15.
one more, you need 15
well,
or 16?
A few more, 10, 2, 3 more would be good.
You came into the industry under your father. He was smart enough to start you washing cars, and you worked your way through every department, so you know the business. You know it inside and out. When did he make the decision to say, take it?
So I guess it was a pretty gradual thing. So I went and did it's called NADA, it's the National Auto Dealer Association. They have a dealer academy I went to in 2008, and really learned the deep fundamental financials of the business. I knew how the roles work, but I learned the deep fundamentals, and that was an education that taught me more than I learned at UT probably, for undergrad at least. And then, so we had a partner who passed away, a guy named Dale Underwood, who passed away from melanoma in 2009. And Dale was, for 25, 30 years, he was my dad's right-hand man. He was a partner in the dealerships, and he was such a steadying force for my dad. When he passed away, my dad needed that operational role person that was going to step in, and obviously I've been doing it for a while. I had specific education to help me out, and he just kind of turned me loose. And you know, it's a slow deal. I would you know, always try to. For me personally, I always kind of had a little bit of chip on my shoulder of, oh, you're the owner's son, right? You know, so I always kind of wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to do a used car lot here or there, and, you know, kind of branch off and something in the business. And I remember he told me, he goes, son, we have so much opportunity here. There's so many things not right here that I need you to fix. And from that, spooled off, you know, that's where I after that conversation, it really was.
It was go time.
Yeah, it's like this is your career. If you're going to do it, I need you to do it.
Be all in.
And so he was very encouraging. Always allowed me to make mistakes. Always.
Where did you see the opportunity for growth?
So I mean, it's really, my dad was always involved with dealer councils, and he never really did these 20 groups where you go and learn from other dealers. And I did some 20 groups. Volkswagen was going to come to town in 2010 with another dealership. And they basically said, hey, you're not moving enough cars. We're going to put another Volkswagen point in. And that was a huge learning moment for me. The manufacturers care about you keep your customers happy and you sell lots of cars. So that is what spurred us into growth mode. We went through, remodeled every single one of our dealerships. We split some stores off that were shared rooftops. Manufacturers all like to have exclusivity. So we were able to say, okay, we got to grow. And we can't keep selling what we were and support a standalone building with this brand. You know, Audi's got to sell X. You can't sell 80 cars a year, you need to sell 400. So we had to grow to satisfy the manufacturers, or else we were going to get eaten, basically. And in our market, there's been a huge trend of consolidation, and it's either get big or die, basically.
So what have you learned about selling in this new environment? Because you've got, first of all, the bandwidth of brands. I'm a Porsche customer, right? I'm an Audi customer, but then you've got Dodge, Jeep, Ram, you've got everything. You've got to sell through. So you've got to sell premium, you've got to sell, you've got great brands across the board. But what have you learned about selling in this new environment? And let me add one other layer. You're selling now against the Carvanas and Vrooms and all these other, Tesla. They're all doing these different models than the dealership model.
So it gets two different questions. So the first one being I think the selling to, whether it's the Jeep customer or the Porsche customer, people are relatively the same. They want to be treated with respect. They want someone who genuinely cares. And they want a great value, right? And a great value means great service. I don't care if you're buying a $15,000 Fiat or $150,000 Porsche. People still want to be treated with respect. And unfortunately, in some of the lower end market, the bar is really low. So, all we got to do is show up and be nice, and we're exceeding our competition's level, doing what we consider to be a kind of a bare minimum. So we provide our lower end, our mainstream brands clientele with the Porsche service. We don't dumb down our service just because they're buying a cheaper car. And then the Carvanas and the Vrooms of the world, I think they really underestimate the entrepreneurial spirit of 8,000 car dealers in America. And to think that we can't match an online buying possibility it's kind of crazy. We've been doing that, adapting for years and years. So,
what was the secret to growth? You did something. How much has the business grown since you've stepped in?
So when I started, we had about 100, 110 employees, and now we're up to about 370, 375, and still growing. We've 12 years of revenue growth. A lot of it's organic, a lot of it's buying new dealerships, finding the right opportunities. But really I went back and got my MBA at UT in 2017, and my dad asked me, what are you going to learn that you don't already know? And I said, I want to learn how to take our organization from being a family mom and pop organization that's run very well, respected, does very well financially. I wanted to learn how to turn this into a professional, medium-sized corporation. And so I think that allowed us to build out the hierarchy of our organization with the people in the right places, so that I could focus on the big picture type ideas.
You love it, don't you?
I do love it. We're doing 2 car washes right now. It's a whole new business. It's just
so tell me about the innovation with the car washes. What was the trigger there?
So one of our GMs, and so I'm not an original guy. I don't come up with any ideas. I just listen. And I hear from different dealers, or I hear from that, and I just take their ideas and make them work on our model. But one of our GMs wanted a car wash so bad for so long, and we always pushed back on it. Said where we're going to put it, how we're going to afford it, how we're going to make this work. And finally, we had a building that we're running a high-end car storage business out of. That was just okay. I mean, it was kind of nice, but it really wasn't worth it. We said, let's convert this into our car wash. So we started looking at it and said, well, if we're investing all this money, why would we not open it up to our customers? Look we counted how many Mr. Zips car wash members there were in our finish lane. I said, there's a huge market out there, and I think people would want a premium experience, not just the guy you pull up to a standard car wash and there's the kid standing up there and he's bored to tears and he doesn't want to be there. It's like, man, I can get people that want to be there, that have a smile on their face, and they genuinely care. And so we said, well, if we're doing it anyways to service the dealerships, let's open it up to customers. And now the customers, it's kind of like the Truett Cathy quote, you get better, the customers will demand you get bigger. So the biggest request we have is, I need one closer to where I live. So that's why we said, well, this is a valid business model. The customers are demanding we get bigger. So,
man, that is great. I want to take a break. When we come back,
Sure.
I want to talk about what you've learned about leadership.
Okay.
More in a moment with Shannon Harper. What have you learned as a young leader about leading people, leading an organization?
You know, most of the fundamentals I certainly learned from my dad about quality of life, trust, honesty, humility, hard work. You know, those fundamentals you have to have. You know, our culture is very important to us, and our culture, I think, is the bedrock upon which I can step back and be that growth-minded leader, because everybody knows what they need to do, what the culture is. So our leadership philosophy is very much servant leader philosophy. We've read the 7 pillars of servant leadership. So we do every month, me and I get together with each of our management teams, and we have a leadership topic we talk about. We don't talk about last month's financials. We talk about Horst Schultz's book, Excellence Wins, or Good to Great. We read all the kind of classic leadership books. But you know, I learned from my dad a very much non-autocratic leadership. We're an organization where my job is to serve the customers and serve our managers. How can I make you, what can I do for you today? That's my leading question I ask everybody every day. What can I do for you today? Say down to the HR manager, what do you need from me today? What can I help you with? And also my dad calls it management by wandering around.
Yeah.
People say, where's your office? I said, I don't have an office. If I'm in my office, I'm not doing my job. My job is to go around and touch our employees, touch our customers. What's going on? How can I help you? What's in your way? What roadblocks do you have? You got none? Okay, see you later. I'm moving on to the next guy. But very much servant leadership. That's the bedrock of our culture.
I think that's really, really powerful. I was in one of the dealerships one day, and your dad was there, and the phone rang more than once, and he was catatonic.
Yeah.
And then somebody walked in, and he was like, I thought he was going to jump out of the chair, trying to make sure that person was greeted and respected.
Yeah.
Like you said, that cultural thing is there. You do mountain biking and everything.
Yeah.
And as you know, you're on one of those trails. You constantly have to be present and looking for opportunities.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna have some. Do you feel like that when you're moving through your business every day? You're looking for the opportunities and the threats, and you're trying to navigate like that?
Yeah. I mean, it's. I love the days I don't have anything on my calendar, because that's the days I know I can just really spend time with people and find out what's going on. And you end up having to put out a few fires, but all in all, is you're able there to consult with people and find out what's bothering them, let them air it out. Most of the time, people just need to vent it out and let them know you're accessible.
The Harper name, there's a proverb that says a good name is better than gold, right? And you have that name, and that name is a brand. What is your vision for the Harper name and brand? What's the legacy you want to leave?
For me, I think the legacy that I would like to leave is something grandchildren will be proud of, something my dad would be proud of. But it really is about providing for our people upward mobility. Having them, 95% of our managers are promotions from within. So I look at from a servant leader standpoint, my job is to make sure we're providing opportunity for our people, and we're bringing people in and bringing them up. So I think that's the legacy is the people. Yeah.
It's people. I think that's amazing. Tell me about your family.
So my wife, we have been together, well, 10-year anniversary's coming up.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and we got 2 little girls, 7 and 5, Charlotte and Rennie, and they're a couple little pistols. They keep me in line. Sweetest little girls on the planet. My wife also very good at keeping me in line, that's for sure.
Well, Shannon, I want to say this to you. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've met a lot of people, and I love the way you lead.
Thank you.
When we started this conversation, it was about the people.
Yeah.
In the middle of the conversation, it was about the people. At the end of the conversation, it was about the people. And I think with that kind of a servant mindset and the possibilities, when you said we like to bring people in and bring them up, right? That really is a possibility-driven organization. And with you leading that organization, I know that nothing but growth and possibility is in your future. So we appreciate you, and you're a great representative of the whole idea that anything is possible.
Thank you, Alan. Appreciate that.